Hi, I'm Malcolm.
And I'm Rachel. We're two Canadians living on our 39-foot mainship trawler, living an adventure of a lifetime. We invite you to follow along as we travel 6,000 miles through Canadian and U.S. waterways around America's Great Loop.
Morning routine.
It's a beautifully calm morning, and the rain has stopped. The clouds are still here, but it's less. You can tell it's lighter already, so we're excited to get the solar working again. Just going around the boat, cleaning it off, and there's these little bugs that left kind of dried on black marks. I'm not quite sure what that is exactly. And also, I found some eggs. So they're really gooey and sticky, so I'm just wiping them up with paper towel, because when I'm using my cloth to wipe, it just gets all stuck on and I'm spreading it around everywhere. So I'll show you these eggs. Kind of strange, and I'm not sure where they came from. Here's these eggs. I wipe them up, and they're all kind of gooey and jelly-like. Very interesting. Here's one of those little bugs. I don't know what it is. I'm calling it a mayfly. It's not a mayfly. It's smaller than that. But here's my finger compared to it. Kind of looks like a mosquito almost. But I'm wondering if that's what it is, laying eggs all over the place. If you let us know in the comments below, we'd appreciate it. We're having a nice warm breakfast this morning. Oatmeal with banana and raspberries. A little bit of maple syrup on top. Yummy. We just left our anchorage in Indian Creek, which is a really large bay. No other boats here at all. And we're heading back out into Pickwick Lake, which is part of the Tennessee River system, on the way to Florence today in Alabama. Very windy right now, lots of gusts. We just passed some fellow loopers, got a couple of pictures of their boat, looking really good. And we are getting closer to Florence. This bridge coming up here, I believe it's called the Natchez something Parkway. Let me look that up again. Anyway, I don't think it's open right now. I think they're doing some construction, at least on Google Maps that looks like what they're doing. So it'll just be going under a bridge, no traffic. That's the Natchez Trace Parkway.
Good morning. This is a report from the bridge. We are heading on the Tennessee River. We're heading all the way down to Florence today. We left a really nice anchorage. It was quiet. We're the only boat in it, and it was really very big, surrounded by pelicans. Now we are probably 2.5 hours out from Florence. We're going to put the boat up there for a couple of days, and we are going to rent a car. So we'll be driving a car instead of a boat for a couple of days, going to Chattanooga and seeing all the sights around there, which is one of the really good things you can do about, traveling on the loop. You don't necessarily have to take your boat everywhere. It just gives you an opportunity to get to places, and then from there you can go and take tours. So we're going to do that. Today, it's not going to be a long day. We had a bit of a late start. We're currently running at around just over 1,800 RPM. We have the current against us, and we're at around 7 knots. So not a super fast day at all, but when we get back on the water in about 3 days, we'll take advantage of that current and we'll make it all back up again. And then we start heading south. So we start getting into, well, as close as we can to Mobile, Alabama, and then to the Gulf. But anyway, we're off to Florence. then off to Chattanooga by car. And that's the report from the bridge.
I just saw a truck going over that bridge, so that bridge is in operation. I'm not sure why Google is showing it closed with sort of that construction symbol. Maybe they're just doing work on one side or something. We keep getting a few spots of rain here and there, so the sky is really not clearing like it was forecast to do, but at least it's not pouring on us. And I think it's a bit brighter than it was yesterday. The solar is bringing in some power today. Yesterday was such a thick, heavy cloud cover that we really were struggling to power even just the basics. The Harbor Marina in Florence, Alabama is a great stop for boaters along the Tennessee River. With a population of just under 40,000, Florence offers park spaces, shopping, restaurants, and historical sites including Frank Lloyd Wright's Rosenbaum House, the birthplace of Helen Keller, Indian Mound Museum, as well as music studios and art centers. We also enjoyed watching the resident American coot and the great blue heron, regular visitor birds of the marina. Car trip to Chattanooga for 2 nights.
Our boat is now a GM boat.
Yeah, with 4 wheels.
Yeah, that's right. We're going to go way more knots than 7.
Yeah, we're going to get there in 3 hours as opposed to 4 or 5 days, and should be able to see a lot more. Chattanooga, a city in southeastern Tennessee, is set along the Tennessee River in the foothills of the Appalachian Mountains. The current metro area population is 426,000. Chattanooga is internationally known from the 1941 hit song Chattanooga Choo Choo by Glenn Miller and his orchestra. Attractions such as the Tennessee Aquarium, Lookout Mountain, Civil War battle sites, and the Appalachian Trail bring thousands of people to the area, as do various events and festivals. The Tennessee Aquarium has two buildings, the River Journey and the Ocean Journey, offering a fascinating adventure tracing the path of water from the mountains to the sea. We met feisty otters, colorful trout, giant catfish, alligators, jellies, turtles, and more. Spanning 16.1 miles along the southern banks of the Tennessee River, Chattanooga's beautiful and diverse Riverwalk offers a place filled with food, fresh air, and fun, allowing you to immerse yourself in nature, culture, and cuisine. Looper boats stay along the banks of the Tennessee River at Ross's Landing Riverfront Park, named for John Ross, chief of the Cherokee Nation. Ruby Falls was accidentally discovered by Leo Lambert in 1928 deep within Lookout Mountain in Chattanooga, Tennessee. The falls are located at the end of the main passage of Ruby Falls Cave in a large vertical shaft. The stream is 1,120 feet underground and fed both by rainwater and natural springs. Leo named the 90-foot waterfall after his wife, Ruby. Just had a nice tour of Ruby Falls inside a underground waterfall, and now I've come up Ruby Tower to see the view of Chattanooga from up high, and it's actually really quite stunning. Florence Harbor Marina after our side trip by road to Chattanooga. Spent a couple of nights there and were able to see some of the sights. That was really nice to do that. And we will be heading out shortly back down the Tennessee River towards Pickwick Lake where we came from, and probably anchor for a night or two along that way. Not sure exactly where, we haven't decided. We'll decide on the way. It's about midday now. We've just had some lunch. And so we want to get back on the water and get settled before it gets too dark. Now that the days are shorter, it does mean, you know, planning an arrival a little bit earlier in the day than what we were able to do in the summertime. So we're going to head back towards Pickwick Lake and eventually down the Yellow, I think it's called Yellow River, where we turn off to go towards the Tom Bigby, which takes us right down south to Mobile, Alabama. So it's a beautiful day today. Nice and warm. We have our short sleeve shirts and shorts on today, and we'll be heading out very shortly.
And our report from the bridge today. We're on our way back from Florence. It's been quite an easy cruise. In fact, we haven't seen any barge traffic, which is really good. We're following our tracks, which makes it even easier. So we just follow where we've been, and the GPS chart plotter just shows us where we were as we went down. We follow that in reverse, and we end up at our new destination. So the current has been with us all day. We've been averaging, I'm going to say, around 8 knots, and we're going just over 1,800 RPM. So that's good. That's really good for us. It's making good time. And then Anchorage tonight. We may stay there tomorrow because the weather's supposed to be really nice. And then we'll see what the next day brings. But at this point, I think that's the report from the bridge.
Hi there.
Hi.
We are back on the boat. We had a little side trip by car from Florence Alabama to Chattanooga. We really enjoyed that. Did some kind of touristy things.
We did. We took the opportunity to act like tourists.
Yeah.
And sleep on a bed that didn't move, which was kind of nice. And the weather was, again, another glorious day. We just seemed to be getting day after day of really good
lucky.
weather. So yeah, it was a great time. It was nice to spend a bit of time away from the boat, knowing that we're not taking the boat 4 days to Chattanooga and 4 days back.
And it's probably quite a beautiful journey down the
I'm sure it is.
The river that way, but we just decided to bypass that part and have some fun going by car. And it was kind of a nice drive too.
It was a nice drive. It really wasn't very busy at all. And the other thing is, this will give us a bit more time to work our way down the rivers, going in the right direction. So
and we really want to anchor quite a bit too, because we're kind of enjoying that.
Yeah, it's actually the anchorages around here are really kind of second to none. They're very, very good.
Yeah. And we also heard this week that parts of Canada have had some snow, which is not unusual to have a bit of snow at this time of year. It doesn't always stick on the ground, but that kind of reinforces the fact that we like being here right now.
Well, we don't have a shovel on the boat, so that's a good sign.
Yeah.
And we're hoping that we won't need to do any kind of snow removal on here.
Yeah.
Unlike some of our friends back in Canada who are having to do it right now.
Yeah, that's true. Anyway, just wanted to say hello, let you know where we are, and thanks for coming along. See if that holds. I think it's holding. We've arrived back in Indian Creek for tonight, and we'll enjoy a very peaceful night here. It's very calm, it's nice and warm. Tomorrow's expected to be a nice day too, so that's great for our solar power. And so we just put the anchor down, everything is good. We're gonna settle in for the night.